The gate is narrow, so the back should be big. Hear me out, hear me out, hear me out. The gate is narrow. We shouldn't be having to turn sideways to get into the gate. How peaceful is it when it's no Dorito snacks, when there's no Dorito crumbs in your bed, when there's no cookie crumbs in your bed at night because you've been munching and crunching all day? Pass the peas like we used to do. I said, pass the peas like we used to do. I said, pass the peas, pass the peas, pass the peas like we used to do. Pass the peas like we used to do. Pass the peas like we used to do. I said, pass the peas. Okay. I just don't want this to come off judgy because I'm talking to myself too, y'all. I'm trying to really explain to y'all that this is about me as well. That's why the flesh, it doesn't care. This is the only place it gets. It's a falling down, broken down, slowly deteriorating, just rolled off the lot car. But that doesn't mean that we stop getting oil changes. That doesn't mean we stop putting gas in it. That doesn't mean that we don't try to change the windshield wipers while we got it. We still gotta make this car run until the end. We have to maintain this vehicle. It drove off the lot and it's going downhill. We all know that our guaranteed end is to perish from this earthly plane. This body will not be with us. So does that just mean just give up?
Level up loading.
Level
up loading.
up.
Level up loading.
Hi everybody, welcome back to Level Up Loading, Fight Feelings, Face Facts with yours truly, Shay.
Hey!
This is a quick pop-in, guys. This is a quick pop-in. 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 Have y'all been fasting? Have y'all been praying? This is an area that I know I need to work on being better, more disciplined about. Now, hold on. I'm not saying that I don't turn back my plate, but I'm not doing it the biblical way every time, and a lot of people say that if you are just not eating, but you're not praying, you're not meditating on a verse, you're not, spending consecrated time with your Heavenly Father, then you're just on a hunger strike. That has to change. For one, the Bible says that the gate is narrow. Okay, look, what's the verse? It says Matthew 7:13 through 14. It says, enter by the narrow gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the way that leads to destruction, and there are many who go in by it, because narrow, skinny is the gate and difficult is the way which leads to life, and there are few who find it. So of course we know that just means that it's going to be flooded with people going to destruction and the easy route and the way where they don't have to be held accountable. We know that means that, and the spiritual and the subliminal message behind that. But I'm in a point in my life right now where I'm starting to take some stuff a little bit literal too. This flesh cannot go with me where I'm going. But right now, in this realm, on this earthly plane, this flesh is all I have to house this vessel, okay? The gate is narrow, so the back shouldn't be big. Hear me out, hear me out, hear me out. The gate is narrow. We shouldn't be having to turn sideways to get into the gate. So one way that I'm being silly, but I'm being for real, y'all, looking around the churches, looking around these rooms, looking around at my loved ones, looking around at myself, the backs are getting too big, y'all. We have to figure out a way to honor these bodies, because the Lord cares about that. Fasting is a way to get spiritually close and to deny our flesh. We need that. And on the hunger strikes, we deny our flesh, but we're not getting the spiritual feeding that we need to actually get the revelation, to care about the vessel enough to care for it in a way that's going to give it longevity. Now, yes, the flesh can go, the flesh won't go with us. This is just our earthly home. But why not show up in a way that's going to represent the fruits of the Spirit? We got love, because you're supposed to love your body. When you love something, you take care of it. When you love something, you don't just let it do whatever it wants to do. When you love something, you can have to sometimes tell it no. Just like if you have kids, if you love your child and they want to go out at 3 o'clock in the morning to go party, I love you, I care about you, no. Sometimes you're going to have to tell yourself no. Joy. How much joy is it when you can get up in the morning, get out the bed without pain, you can bend over, you can actually go up a flight of stairs without any issues, when you have energy to get through your day without feeling worn out and beat down. How much joy is that? How much joy is it to be taking so much good care of yourself that you at least open the possibilities of a long life, a long, healthy, fruitful life, where you get a chance to see your grandkids grow up and get a chance to walk your children down the aisle and do things that require you to be in decent shape. Peace. How peaceful is it when it's no Dorito snacks, when there's no Dorito crumbs in your bed, when there's no cookie crumbs in your bed at night because you've been munching and crunching all day? I'm being silly, but seriously, how much peace do you have when you actually care about yourself and you know that you're showing up for yourself, when you know that you are being a good steward over something so serious? Health is wealth. There's people right now who have millions of dollars who are sick as a dog. The millions of dollars are not doing them any good. Patience. Do you have the patience to discipline yourself, to slow things down, to be a little uncomfortable for a while, to actually get through, to finish the fast, to actually get through, to get into, a better body, a long suffering state of just getting better and not wanting this microwave instant gratitude, instant results type of thing that we tend to have here. Kindness. Are you being kind to your body? Are you being kind to yourself? Does your body feel appreciated and loved by the things that you put in it? Do you even think about what you're putting in your body? Goodness. Is what you put in your body good? Like, seriously, like, I'm not trying to say that you can't have an occasional this or a little junk food here and there. I'm not saying that. But, like, we just gotta be better stewards of these bodies. I see us all broken down, all of us getting these diseases, and hey, the Lord's will be done. We could be as healthy as an ox, we can be doing all the right things and still get sick. We can't control that. We could be doing everything right and get ran over by a bus, God forbid. We can't control when our time is up. But just how are we stewarding these bodies, man? We just have to do a better job. I know myself personally, I've shared multiple of my health issues and health scenarios on this platform. And when is enough enough, And faithfulness, I'm being faithful. Are you being faithful to the one body that you've been given? Are you being faithful to keeping your word? Are you being faithful to displaying those fruits of the Spirit? Are you actually displaying self-control? Are you actually controlling yourself and saying, hey, I've had enough? Or, hey, the Lord's calling me to fast. And please, I want you guys to understand, I'm not just saying this to you, I'm saying this to myself too. Like, there was a couple of days last week where I felt compelled to fast, and I couldn't do it. And I actually could do it. I made the conscious decision not to. And that is not spiritually sound, because if I'm being compelled, that means that my spirit is getting weak. My spirit is in need of some true resurgence, some regeneration, some rejuvenation, and I'm starving it, And then the times when I actually do fast, I am still at work looking at this social media stuff, or not having the right positive stuff intaking completely in my my vessel. Like, okay, I'm not, my heart isn't postured for the fast. That's a hunger strike. And I see some people who don't even try to do the hunger strike part. Like, I do think that sometimes the fasting, just the actual act of it, can help when it's time for you to fast biblically. Like, just being able to push away from the plate sometimes and deny yourself and practice some self-control can really help when it is time for you to biblically fast. But there are some people who won't even do that either. They're like, I can fast from social media. And even then, like, you still on your phone, you still finding something to do. It's just gentleness. Are you being gentle with your body? Are you tired? Are you not tired of your body being in pain? Like, for me, y'all, I could tell the stories. When I get released to tell the stories, I will tell the stories. But we are literally supposed to be exhibiting these qualities, and the first thing that somebody sees, let's just be honest, is how we look. We can't be one up telling people that, yeah, the fruit, I have the Holy Spirit, the fruit of the Spirit of self-control, and we're like on 700 pounds life. Something is not adding up. We can't be walking up to people evangelizing saying, hey, I have the Holy Spirit, I have fruits of the Spirit, faithfulness. You're not even faithful to yourself. You're not even faithful to your own body. You're not even faithful to your own promises that you keep. You say you're going to go to the gym. You say you're going to eat well. You say you're going to do these things. And then you put it off and you put it off. You put it off to the New Year's resolution. The New Year's resolution goes. Then you put it off again. It's like, are you faithful? And we say we're patient. We say we're patient. These bodies that the Lord has given us, it's more than capable of taking care of us. And I'm not saying, like, listen, as a person who has different ailments and things like that, this body is more than capable of taking care of me. But am I patient enough to actually figure out what it needs? Figure out what it's deficient in. Figure out what is harming it, what is hurting it, what is making it malfunction. Am I patient enough to wait? Am I patient enough to put a plan into play? Or do I just want to take a one-size-fits-all GLP? Like, and please, I don't want you guys to think I'm against that. That's up to you and your medical professional. But what I'm saying is the patience behind it. A lot of people want everything quick. They don't want to put in any work. They don't want to put in any discipline. They don't want to be faithful. They don't want to be patient. They don't want to actually exhibit self-control. And so our bodies are representing our lack of the fruits of the Spirit. The narrow gate. And it's so funny because the social media is so evil. The enemy has convinced us to come into agreement with big backness, and we're talking about how we love our big backs and we are self-proclaiming big backs. The narrow gate, I'm going into the narrow gate. That's it. That's all. Like, we have to take better care of ourselves, y'all. I don't want to be on this earth huffing and puffing. I don't want to be on this earth in pain. I don't want to be on this earth where I can't bend down and tie my shoe, or I can't take my nail polish color off. You know, like, and these are all real things that I have experienced at certain points in my life. Like, it's not cute. It's not good. The first thing that somebody sees is me. However that represents is what that looks like. And that's their first impression. They don't see self-control when they see my back from here to there. They don't see that. They don't see love. They don't think I love myself. They think in their head, this person has let themselves completely go. This person has no faithfulness. They're not faithful over their vessel. They don't care what they look like. They don't care who they're representing. The Alpha, Omega, the beginning and the end. They don't care nothing about that. They're out here preaching a good game, but their life is not showing that. I know for a fact that I have the Spirit of God dwelling in me, and so I have to act like it, and I have to make sure that every facet of my life is completely encompassed with His Spirit, including my food, including my movement of my body, including the way I speak, the stuff I take in, the stuff I put out, everything. And that is easier said than done, y'all. But it's something that we can't get complacent and say, well, I do all these other things. I have joy and peace and goodness. So I should be okay. No, I want all of it. I want it all. Brand new socks and drawers. I'm sorry. That's a little Warren G. Back in the day, I used to listen to a little Warren G. But anyway, y'all, I don't know. Gluttony is taking over to the point where we can't even scroll on our phone without seeing a mukbang or a cook with me where it's 17 pounds of sugar, 12 sticks of butter. Like, and then people think about like the Daniel fast, and the Daniel fast is amazing. It's great. You wonder how come your body and your mind feels so much better when you do it, because honestly, we should be eating that way. We should be conducting ourselves in those ways all the time, not just for a corporate fast that our church called together, but all the time. Our brains can't even function off this crap that we're intaking. And I'm not just talking about food. I'm talking about the music. I'm talking about the TV shows. I'm talking about the gossipy content. I'm talking about all of it. All that stuff I just named is big back, wide gate activity. It is not narrow gate way to life, truth, and glory. You know, there's a verse, let me find it. Philippians 3:18-19. For many walk, of whom I have told you often, and now tell you even weeping, that they are enemies of the cross of Christ, whose end is destruction, whose God is their belly, and whose glory is their shame, who set their minds on earthly things. So your God is your belly, because all you care about is what you're going to eat. You wake up thinking about what you're going to eat. You don't think about the Lord. You don't think about anything. Think about your phone and what you're going to eat. Your shame is your glory. You're proudly proclaiming, I'm a big back. You're proudly proclaiming that, you know, I just don't want this to come off judgy, because I'm talking to myself too, y'all. I'm trying to like really explain to y'all that this is about me as well. We got to get better. We got to do better. It's no reason why everybody should be just so obese. No reason why we are just not taking care of these vessels. Absolutely, this flesh is not going to go with us. That's why it doesn't care. That's why our flesh tries to get us to let it control the show and let it pick what it eats and let it get the quick option and let it lay on the couch instead of working out or walking or running or lifting weights. That's why the flesh, it doesn't care. This is the only place it gets. It's a falling down, broken down, slowly deteriorating, just roll off the lot car. But that doesn't mean that we stop getting oil changes. That doesn't mean we stop putting gas in it. That doesn't mean that we don't try to change the windshield wipers while we got it. We still gotta make this car run until the end. We have to maintain this vehicle. It drove off the lot and it's going downhill. We all know that our guaranteed end is to perish from this earthly plane. This body will not be with us. So does that just mean just give up? I heard somebody say, I'm here for a good time, not a long time, which is true. I mean, as far as being, time is short. You think it's long until you start getting up there and you start to see like this time goes fast, and it's not that long at all. But just to come into agreement with that, when you don't know what plans the Lord has for you, when you don't know what lives are attached to your life, or what salvation could be attached to you being here, I don't know, I just find that to be a little sad. But anyway, y'all, we need to be praying, we need to be fasting, we need to be fasting with the right heart posture. Fasting is not an optional thing. It is when we fast, not if we fast, when we fast. So we need to be fasting. But also, we need to be honoring what that fast can mean, not only spiritually, but physically as well. Because we need to learn how to tell ourselves no. We need to learn how to have self-control. We need to learn how to be uncomfortable because the Lord wants it for us. If we can't, it says obedience is better than sacrifice. If I can't be obedient. And the Lord is calling me to a fast. And I say, well, Lord, I don't think so. I'm going to give some more money to the homeless, but I don't think I can do the fast and stuff. Obedience is better than sacrifice. If the Lord is calling me to fast, all the giving money to the homeless stuff in the world is not going to make up for the fact that I did not follow his will. I'm gonna leave it at that, guys. I pray that this meets you where you are. I pray that you don't take this as judgment. Take this as us having a talk, because I'm talking to myself too, okay? Sometimes you just gotta let the Lord use you to talk to you, but also others. So I don't know. I pray that we get better and stronger spiritually, that our spirit man is fed and full, so much to the point where when we get ourselves spiritually at a heightened level, and I'm not talking about this new age enlightenment and all this stuff, but just a higher, love for our creator and the bodies that he's given us, our desire to feed ourselves well, to nourish ourselves, to fuel ourselves, to take care of our bodies, it usually follows. So if the Lord is calling you to fast, don't be like me. Be obedient, and I'm going to be right there with you, fighting, trying as well to just get myself where he wants me to be, and make sure that I'm doing it with the right heart posture, so that it's not just a hunger strike, and that it's not just me not eating, but it's actually me feeding myself with my daily bread, with the presence of the Lord, because that is what a fast is about. And also, another thing, a great thing for a fast is to have something to talk to him about. Have something that you want answered. Have a goal in mind. A hunger strike, you're just not eating. You might as well just be dieting at that point. And that's not what I'm saying. Just diet, okay? That's no, I'm just kidding. We can diet, yes, we can diet. We can get our lifestyle in order, but I'm not just talking about only the bodies. Not just talking about the fitness or the weight loss or the fat loss or whatever. I'm talking about your spirit, man. I'm talking about your intimate relationship with the Most High. Jesus is King, and you can believe that Jesus was not an obese man who couldn't control himself. He partook in feasting and wine and all types of stuff, but he did it in moderation. He was not out here letting idolatry and gluttony and anything get him to not bear the fruits of the Spirit. And so we are all supposed to be trying to be like Jesus. We are all supposed to be trying to be Christ-like. So we can't sit here and negate that one factor and say, I'll be Christ-like in every other way, but except for this one. No. So I hope that this was edifying. I love you guys. Thank you for sticking it out with me, and I will see you on the next episode. Bye.